when 2000s horror films like to steal from other horror films from the 90s. That so works out terrific. Hey everyone, it's Don G. Corleone here, and I am here with episode 6 of Halloween Horror Movie Reviews. And this is gonna be for literally 2002's rip-off Event Horizon called Ghost Ship. And I'm using this poster instead of the actual one because this is basically the same fucking movie as the better Event Horizon, which I reviewed in the last episode. Literally, what is the plot of Ghost Ship? Well, like Event Horizon, instead of in space and on a spaceship, it's a boat in the middle of the ocean, in a remote region of the Bering Sea. A boat salvage crew discovers the eerie remains of a grand passenger liner that was lost for more than 40 years. Once the crew go on board, they have to confront the ship's horrific past and face the ultimate fight for their lives. Yeah, where have we seen this before? Yeah, that movie. The movie that's actually good. That's where, apparently, like before Event Horizon was made, Ghost Ship had emerged in January 1996. And it was a script by Mark Hanlon. The script was a bloodless psychological thriller instead of a supernatural horror film. And much of the film's gore is absent from the screenplay, and it would have focused on 4 members of a crew that end up stranded aboard a ghost vessel. Then over the course of one night, each member, because of panic and cat fever or forces, they go insane and plot to kill the other 3. Literally. Yeah, that's literally it. It's called Shimra, and apparently Shimra Murphy was the main killer, and the ship would run into rocks and would start to sink. Then Murphy and Epps would survive until the end as the ship sinks, and Murphy would go to retrieve the golden gods. And the way to the gold, he loses in getting to the leads in Murphy's demise. But then, of course, in the film, Katie does help Epps escape, but then the script underwent rewrites over time, and the aspects of the script got jettisoned in favor of making the film a slasher instead. And then it got suggested the cast was signed based on the original draft, but they were disappointed to find that the script got changed by Joel Silver and associates when they write to begin shooting. Literally, which is what a suggestion basically says. Apparently, the 9/11 attacks, according to one of the actors, or according to Stephen Beck, those literally inspired the studio to make the film a more definite fight between good and evil instead of trying to be nuanced about the corruption of man. And the film was shot on January 2002 in locations like Halifax, Nova Scotia, Vancouver. And I say Vancouver because I literally recognize the cruise ship scene at the end, literally right near Canada Place. Yeah, and apparently, despite being the same title, it's unrelated to the 1952 film of the same name. But anyway, after Ghost Shit, or Event Horizon the remake, the Ocean remake, was released theatrically in North America on October 25th, 2002. How was it received? Negative reviews from critics. But apparently, according to some resources, they thought it was commercially successful. Just because it made $68 million worldwide on a $20 million budget. No, that's not really successful. I don't know how that's considered successful. It's really not. What crack were box office figures smoking when they thought this was a successful amount? As for my reaction, apparently this movie does have a minor cult following. But I think the movie's fucking trash. I don't care if there's fans of it. I think this is fucking trash. All they just did was take the plot of Event Horizon, do it in one of the shittiest, laziest non-give-a-fuck ways in ever, where instead of like being set in outer space and a pretty much a stranded spaceship that's leading to a dimension of hell, you now have a stranded demonic possessed ship in the middle of the ocean this time around. How lazier could you get? Right there. And the crew all seen hallucinations, and the person leading them to that ship turns out to be a demon. It's right there. Yeah, Event Horizon 2. There's not. They just took the whole entire plot and concept of this. Just like, if you watch Event Horizon and then watch this, you'll notice they're basically the same movie. Except one's actually made with effort, one is no effort. Yeah, like, Ghost Ship or Event Horizon on the water, it fails to deliver anything good. Aside from like one opening scene, it literally deserves to go to the bottom of the sea with the ship from the movie where it belongs. It has inappropriate music to open up the film for a horror movie, and like, the way we open this movie, guys, like, it literally has old vintage Warner Bros. Logo just slapped on right away. Then the logos that are appearing as normal. And then you have a pink letter Ghost Ship as your opening title. And open up with some romance song playing on a boat. That's how your film starts. It feels like you're not even watching a horror film. Like, and our cast members here, like Gabriel Byrne, Julian Margulies, Carl Urban, like Isaiah Washington, they act like wooden pieces that just float on some contaminated river, and they're acting like sound stale and bored in the script, like with the musical composer and the director, like most of the film are wooden. They look like, that's what they look like most of the film. Those are the same faces they have throughout the entire movie. Right there. Like, even the actors from Event Horizon had more emotion in their performances. Like, Ghost Ship fails to deliver scares or creepy chills. And literally, the one thing it does leave you with is wanting to go... because how boring it is. From the beginning, like, the suckiest thing is you get a good death scene right there. But then, of course, after that good scene, unfortunately, the movie takes an unexpected turn for the worst. Because now you have to sit through horrible dialogue for a horror movie easily. Right there. I'm like, after one good death scene, like, you get one dumbass scene where Isaiah Washington's character falls down an elevator shaft trying to touch the boobs of a ghost. And then he dies. Like, seriously, seriously, what kind of dumbass death scene idea is this? You had a good death scene or opening scene, and one of your next death scenes is that. That is your next one. What? The rest of the death scenes suck. And the music in this film, there's no creepy atmosphere left in the film, and it just begins to really irritate a lot of people. Like, you get stupid metal music, like during the massacre flashback sequence, and like, you get one annoying metal song that's playing as they're on their way to the ghost ship, and the pilot's just rocking it out on there. And then, like, Gabriel Byrne even pretty much tells him to turn that fucking down. Right there, because even he clearly cannot tolerate the annoying ass shitty pop song or shitty metal song that's playing in the background. Yeah, it just even has the same old cliches of a lot of other horror films, and it's just boring and inane. You couldn't care what happens, like, the rest of the film. A predictable plot twist doesn't even help. Like, the dialogue is not interesting between anybody in this movie. Like, seriously, like, with this film, like, you can tell what's gonna happen because of how predictable this is. Like, just with the flat performances, they don't even help either. None of the actors even look interested, and they lack charisma, and they're all their parts. Especially Gabriel Byrne, like, literally... the only one that does the decent performance, and that's not even saying much at all. Juliana Margulies, or Margulies, whatever, whose real main character, like, instead of Gabriel Byrne being the main character, this annoying screaming bitch is the main character. Like, she is irritating and literally just has nothing but confused bored facials throughout the film. Like, holy hell. Event Horizon even did a better protagonist. Lawrence Fishburne was technically our protagonist in Event Horizon. Way better protagonist in that movie, compared to this annoying bitch who screams and never shuts up. why couldn't her ass die in that water tank instead of Gabriel Byrne? Why couldn't Gabriel Byrne be our lead character instead of this? It's still Event Horizon ripoff, but I would have rather he had been the main character and not this annoying chick. That would be better. Wouldn't that be better? No, but okay. How the fuck do we even start off Event Horizon the remake? They started off in 1962 with a goofy ass opening scene with a woman singing on a boat, literally singing "Sense of Fine," and then this young girl named Katie is sitting alone. Then the ship's captain offers to dance with her. Some random person lifts a lever to tighten this metal cable, and it snaps and rips through the stage on the dance floor, and everyone gets cut in half. Like this is the one death scene of the good death scene of the movie. Like Katie's the only one spared because the wire passes above her. Then we get to but then sadly the good stuff is over. We immediately start off the shit with our bored characters. With our bored lifeless characters that don't look like they give a fuck about being in this movie. It's 2002 now, and we meet our salvage crew. They're all named Sean. They're named Maureen, Greer, Dodge, Munder, Santos. Oh, they get approached by some weird-looking guy named Jack Ferryman who looks untrustworthy. Just looks angry most of his scenes. He just looks... This guy does not look like somebody you should take advice from. If this guy was just watching me at a bar and offered me this bow job, I'd move to another fucking table. Get out of my fucking way. Get my crew and we'd all go sit on another fucking table. Some random stranger just comes up and approaches you and offers you a good pay sum. Literally just when you get back from rescuing a ship. This guy does not look trustworthy at all. I'm surprised they actually decide to trust this guy and actually accept his job offer. My God. Literally. He says he spotted a vessel drift on the Bering Sea and can be claimed by whoever brings it to port. So they go out on their little tug, the Arctic Warrior, and that ship is the one you literally saw at the beginning of the movie. So they find these little wooden boxes on a banned ship, and literally, guess what? They're all a bunch of 28 gold bars. And it looks like they can all go home now. They have all the gold bars. They can go home and be rich. The end. No! You have to sit through more of this. I remembered. The gold is a plot device, so you have to sit through more of this borefest. I wish them finding the gold bars was the fucking ending already. Just get the gold and go home. The end. So I don't have to watch this fucking movie anymore. But then... Nope, you get all the series of events, and the knowledge that the ship is sinking. The salvagers do decide to leave the gold. But then a visible force then sabotages the Arctic Warrior with a gas leak, and one of our crew members is dead. It's the guy rocking to the metal music on their way there. Like a dumbass. That's the first guy to die. Good. That's one down, and one boring-ass guy person down, and a bunch more to go. But, when you make good horror, you need to have two elements. You need good suspense. You need gory atrocities. And, you need to make this horror work. And at least some way to identify with your victim soon. You need that stuff. Or or some sense that you know the characters, what they go through. Right here, that is none of that. It's no, they don't need to be, deep characters, but you need to... But they need to let you have some connection to them, at the very least. There. Right there, easily. When you have, write good characters, and then kill them off. You do it right. Look at Scream 1. That had good characters. Yeah, you didn't really meet some of them. Drew Barrymore was one scene. She gets killed off right away. Already a good character in, one scene. Right there. At least seems like a decently well-written person before she gets killed. And gets actually pretty scary death scene in the opening scene of the movie. Right there. Hell, even the bad guys in Scream 1, Billy and Stu, they're actually enjoyable. They're actually fun. They actually have life in their performances. Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, they sound like they're having the time of their lives playing these characters. Right there. Easily one of Matthew Lillard's best performances. Those are how you write good killers. And now you write good victim characters, right there. That was better written than this. easily. Like hell, like horror films, like so many other horror films came out around this year. 20 Days Later, that had good characters. Resident Evil, like, I'll dare admit, no, okay, I'll dare admit, Resident Evil 1, despite not being that great, had fine characters, I guess. The problem is it gets ruined by all those shitty sequels. But back on to Ghost Shit. Or the Ocean Event Horizon. Or Ocean Horizon. I'll call it Ocean Horizon. There's none of that, like, there's none of the great qualities from Event Horizon and Ghost Ship or any of the qualities I mentioned in other films. The movie's, like, barely, like, 90 minutes long at all. Like, there's not much characters rise above being one-dimensional, and they get bumped off before you even get a name to their faces or even remember any of their names. I don't even want to remember their names anyway. Right there, because, like, pretty much, like, the only one that actually seems that's worth shit remembering is Gabriel Byrne's character. And instead of being focused on him, we have to focus on a screaming marine bitch. Like, pretty much, like, Gabriel Byrne only has, like, 50 minutes of screen time. And then he just drowns off screen. You don't see his death scene. Like, after the flashback, you just see his character in a water tank and he's dead. Like that. Like, pretty much, the same thing can apply to other characters in the movie. Right there. Like, there's, like, a problem with the amount of power this, like, demon in the movie has. Like, apparently, this demon can control levers, control switches, and machinery as well. Like, it can apparently squat victims like flies, and, like, so pretty much nobody has a chance against this demon guy. I forget his name. I don't give a fuck about his name. Right there. There's even strange inconsistencies in the movie. Like, it's discovered that the ship was, like, boarded more recently, but literally, like, there's fresh corpses that turn up somewhere, and it's never followed up on. Like, apparently it's like somehow they're even able to get inside this ship. Right there. Or every stranger that the first character realizes something's wrong and knows he's dealing with ghosts just lets themselves get killed easily. It's mentioned, like, often that the ship drifts far away from shipping lanes, and when one survivor drifts off to this old area, then she gets picked up by this other cruise ship in no time after she blows up that ship. And I'm talking about the Marine bitch. The Marine bitch is the one who blows it up. Right there. Apparently, like, the next day, a cruise ship just automatically finds her at the very end of the movie. More on that later. Yeah, like, you have this one little girl ghost, who's the little girl from the beginning of the movie. Like, was she supposed to be eerie or something? She was not. She did not come off as eerie, like, right there. And there's times when it feels like she's not even a ghost. She even feels like a real person a fuckload of times. Like, this movie's not scary at all. Right here. There's no suspense factor. There's no effort put into this at all whatsoever. So anyway, after the salvagers are now stuck on the ship, and after the rock-out guy is killed, thank God for that, they now realize that they have to repair the Graza, return to port, and then escape. So basically, they were just going to escape with the money, not bother even trying to rescue the fucking ship, because they only care about their greedy-ass selves. But Greer then encounters, like, the ghost of Francesca, and then, like, yeah, that's Isaiah Washington's character. Like, throughout the film, he has this obsession with sex and boobs and stuff. Like, he's pretty much the perverted creep of the gang. So, fuck this guy. He's the next one to die. This guy is, like, immediately attracted to the singer's ghost, so he decides to cheat on this fiancé he has, and then lets him fall down his death to an elevator shaft. Then, of course, our other character, Sean, enters the captain's cabin and carries the ghost of the captain, and explains the ghost of the Graza had recovered gold to a sinking cruise ship, called the Lorelli, with the sole survivor. Then Sean's shown a picture of the survivor, and he recognizes them. He goes to tell the others, but a hallucination that makes him see Maureen as the ghost of Santos, and it provokes him into rage. And then more things Sean's gone mad, so they lock him into the drained fish tank. Forgot that's how he basically dies. The characters kill his ass. Shit, like, sorry guys, but this movie's just so forgettable. So pretty much he dies because the whole crew is so stupid they basically kill his ass. So they killed their own boss. Yeah, these are good characters. I'm so rooting for these fucking characters. No, fuck all of them. Like, literally, like, as soon as they go on their quest, I want all these characters to die. They're not pleasant to watch. Like, one of them's willing to cheat on his fiance and pretty much have sex with this ghost singer lady. Two of them, like, one of them played by Carl Urban. Yeah, the guy from the 2012 Dread movie of all fucking films. He plays one of two idiots that pretty much decide, hey, there's this can of beans in here. Wow, like, it's an old ship from 40 years, but I'm sure the food is fresh, so let's try to eat it. Yummy, it's delicious, have some right now. And so they eat the fucking beans, and apparently they decide to eat the beans. Like, they're raving about how they're gonna buy Playboy magazines with their gold that probably wouldn't be worth shit if it got off the boat. Right there, they probably wouldn't be. That's like 40 years old gold. I don't think it's worth shit at this rate. They're eating the beans, and then, guess what, guys? It turns out they're eating a bunch of fucking maggots. Right there. So, it's like clear the ship was fucking with them the whole entire time. To thinking that food was still fresh. Guys, if there's a can of beans on a 40-year-old ship, I'm not fucking eating it. What dumbass would do shit like that? 40-year-old beans are obviously expired. And beans do have expiry dates, guys. They can expire. Right? Not ever. Food is not invincible. It's not some super. Food is not Superman. It's not going to stay immortal just because it's in a can. If it's stranded in the middle of the ocean, it's not fresh. So don't fucking eat it. But these two guys are such fucking idiots. Because I think they're cool. Yeah, so after they basically kill their boss, because they can't think for shit, Maureen, on the other hand, the annoying screamy bitch, meets the ghost of the little girl, and she reveals what happened on the Graza. We get this whole 5-minute long flashback with annoying metal music playing in the background of the killing. So apparently the sole survivor, the Lorelli, convinced Graza crew members to murder the passengers and the captain and officers for the gold. So after they murdered all the passengers turned on one another, and Francisca killed the officer that survived, and the mastermind literally killed Francesca by releasing a hook that slashed her neck, and then branded her palm with a hook-shaped symbol. And then apparently that symbol's revealed to be Jack, who's the demonic spirit of a deceased sinner tasked with revoking people to sin before killing them and bringing their souls to hell. And so pretty much, Maureen, then the bitch, realizes that Jack is literally the grumpy, angry guy that lured them on this whole mission to the Graza repair, and now he wants to sink it to thwart his own, and now she wants to sink the boat to thwart his own plan. So, Munder, one of the idiots, is crushed to death under the ship's gears while scuba diving in the engine room. Then Maureen tells her other idiot left Dodge to keep Jack on the, pretty much like, who looks like discount Owen Wilson. Looks like a dollar store Owen Wilson, I think. Or Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. No, like, the hairdo of Owen Wilson and the face of Luke Wilson combined. Looks like the discount version of both those actors combined. Yeah, so she tells him to keep Jack on the ship's bread while she sets explosives. Like, oh my god. Right there. Like, this movie tries too hard to be different, but guess what? It's not different, because literally, you're just watching a film released in 1997 that, okay, why would you rip off Event Horizon anyway? If people didn't like Event Horizon at the time the movie came out, why the hell would you even rip it off? Nobody liked that movie when it released. They like it now, but back then they hated it. So why the hell do we need to rip it off a movie nobody liked at the time it released? Like, it's just convoluted, confusing, altogether flat. Like, this was directed by the same guy that directed a decently enjoyable flick called 13 Ghosts. Yeah, director of 13 Ghosts. He directed that movie, and that was decent. Here he just pretty much for his next film ripped off Literally, Event Horizon. He just helps a weak, disjointed script on Mark Hanlon and papers over characters' backstories and motivations. Like, yeah, the way the movie opens up just shows the gory face of the ship's original passengers, and it seems like the movie's gonna be awesome. No. Like, right there. Like, instead, like, after that, the movie goes so fucking downhill. And it refuses to deliver. Like, when it tries to have the jump out and yell boo moments, they're not effective at all because because they spoiled most of the scares in the trailer right there. And the characters, they're bored, they're lifeless, they're stupid, they're unpleasant, and they're just one-dimensional people. There's no stakes, and you don't give an ass if they even escape or survive in the journey. You could care less that they all die. It's like, there's not really many scenes that are even scary. Like, most of the film, it's just them on this boat. They're bitching, complaining about how they can't go home with fake gold that probably won't be worth shit because it's been there for 40 years. And, like, bonanzas were a thing in the past. Bonanzas back then were kind of a thing in the past. Like, no, who the hell used many bonanzas in the 2000s? Who even uses bonanzas anymore? I don't see much millionaires with bonanzas now. They have bank cards. Right. Like, oh. Like, just like, you think a ghost ship in the middle of the scene would have some possibility for scream memes? They don't. Right there. This just feels like a boring ass ship. Like, tries to have spooky appeal, and some atmosphere, some creaking. Like, the set artists and production designers, they did fine with the ship's design, but the matter of fact plot plays out like anyone would imagine if they turn on a movie like this. Like, the ship mysteriously just blows up, the characters are trapped on board, there's body parts floating in the water, there's haunting, like, things starts happening, blood running out of the walls, and just everything gonna repeat itself at the very end, and a naked ghost woman leads this perverted creep guy to fall off an elevator shaft, and you have that stupid techno metal music playing at such stupid moments that ruin scares. The little girl ghost literally looks like one of the damn twins from The Shining, except if one of those twins was actually a good ghost. All of a sudden. But anyway, by the time she leaves the Discount Wilson Brothers guy with the angry, grumpy demon man, this is where you get the finale. So Jack taunts the idiot, calls him a coward for never showing his romantic feelings for the screaming bitch Marine. Then charges at him, and so the discount idiot guy shoots him with a shotgun, and then thinks he's dead. Then the screaming Marine bitch is setting the explosives to blow up the ship, and then the discount idiot appears, but it turns out he thinks like he killed the angry man, and they can salvage the gold. But then, of course, she obviously knows that's not him, because she literally asks, "Where's Munder? Or where's the other idiots?" Literally just figures it out minutes, and it turns out, that the angry demon man, it actually just shot Dodge. Maybe it was that. Maybe that's how he died. But we don't see his death, because I don't think the movie cares about showing you their deaths anymore. So, like, and the angry demon man, like, he wants this ship because he wants to continue collecting more souls. As long as the Graza is kept afloat, the souls, like everyone had died aboard the ship, will get dragged down to hell. But Marine immediately detonates the explosives, and then Jack gets blown to pieces. Then Kitty helps Marine escape, the little ghost girl helps her escape the sinking ship, and all the trapped souls go to heaven. Right there. Then, Marine's just lying unconscious on some wooden plank, which she should have sunk by now, but apparently not, because apparently the both sinking plank thing doesn't, despite the fact that looks like a small ass wooden thing she's lying on, so wouldn't that thing sink into the water, and wouldn't she drown? But that doesn't matter, because apparently the next day she's automatically found by a cruise boat. And then the cruise boat dock literally is shot at Canada Place, Vancouver. It literally looks like the fucking one from dock from Canada Place where all the Alaska cruise ships go. That's what it literally looks like. Right there. They don't even try to hide it. She's put in the ambulance. And guess what? You know Event Horizon has a what if ending or vague ending. Maybe like Sam Neill survived, or maybe he didn't, or maybe like Stark was just hallucinating, just traumatized from everything they went through in that movie. This film has also an ending like that. No, actually, no. It's not a vague ending. It's basically a big whole fuck you ending. Because guess what? She sees gold being loaded on the cruise ship by crew members. And apparently the angry demon man is still alive for some weird reason, but he got blown up on a ship. And apparently, if that didn't kill him, then shouldn't he have fucking sunk in the water? But he goes at him at her like, and then she screams, "No!" like that, or "No!" screams like that, and the ambulance doors close. That's where the movie fucking ends. No, I'm not kidding. Once those ambulance doors close, the film ends right fucking there. It's a downer ending that makes no sense. Because this movie makes no sense! So this is basically just Ocean Horizon. As an Event Horizon on the middle of the water. It's just the worst version of that ending. Event Horizon had a haunting ending like that. You want to know why it worked? Because it's vague. And the viewers can guess what happened. One viewer can guess maybe where survived. Or hell, you know what? Or one viewer can pretend it's just a hallucination. And Stark's just traumatized from losing all of her crew, losing her captain. Right there. And it's going to be scarred for life from almost getting sucked into hell. Here, this ending is just, the angry demon man's alive. I'm alive, bitches, and I'm going to start this whole curse again because I'm so immortal. Gonna start that again on the cruise boats. Yeah, apparently this guy's able to stay alive getting blown up on a ship. Or not drown in water. And all like, but he's a demon. Oh my god. Who gives a fuck? Right there. Like, so what? Sam Neill was a demon in Event Horizon, except he was well written. Right? And it didn't make his maybe survival obvious at the end of that movie. You could at least decide if he lived or not. And he actually is actually an enjoyable villain. This guy's just angry most of the film, and you already know this guy's fucking evil. So the whole thing's gonna start over again with all the gold. So the movie, they're gonna repeat the whole movie again on a new ship. Great! If I can even think of any good qualities, for good qualities with Ocean Horizon, the one death scene at the beginning of the movie is not bad. Not a bad kill scene. That death scene's literally like the one reason this movie has like any jack shit attention for its opening kill, but nobody gives a fuck about the rest of the movie because it sucks. And the set design's fine. The set design of the ship is fine. But that's it. It's the one good quality. So fuck Ocean Horizon. Fuck this ripoff. Event Horizon, go watch that instead because it's actually a good film. I like this piece of shit. Go ship, go shit, sucks. The end. Go Shit is not a film you should watch. Because if you're an Event Horizon fan, this version exists to piss you off. That's exactly what it does. So in the end, Never ever watch Ghost Ship because it just steals from Event Horizon and makes a really bad version of it. So go watch that movie instead. Anyways, guys, that's it for my rant on Ocean Horizon because I'm calling it that. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank Ocean Horizon, here's how I'm going to rank this movie. So overall, if you loved Event Horizon, go stick with that movie instead because this is essentially a shit rip-off remake of that movie, except set in the water, and there's nothing good except for one opening murder scene. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank Ghost Ship, I'm going to give Ghost Ship a 3 out of 10. Alright, well, there you go, Shadow Leon. I did Event Horizon and I did Ghost Ship. You got to see. I reviewed. There you go. I reviewed those films. So, what's going to be our next episode? Well, alright. Our next episode is going to be for another film on this compilation DVD. Well, because technically a Halle Berry horror film is out this month called Never Let Go, let's review a Halle Berry horror film from 2003. Ironically, not only does this star Storm herself, apparently this also starred Iron Man himself. So pretty much you see both Storm and Iron Man in one horror film. Gothica will be the next episode. And I'm going to be honest, I've only watched that film one time. So it'll be interesting revisiting. Let's see what I give it then. But until then, guys, that will be it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.